Shoshie can enter my world. Watch what grows, and when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world. Watch what grows, and when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Oh, we paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. We paint miniatures. Turn on, tune in, hear what I say. Watch real closely, enjoy your stay. You'll see me painting from up above, and if you like it, give it mad love. Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world. Watch what grows, and when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? Take your time, steady and you can do it right. Shoshie can enter my world. Watch what grows, and when I'm through, oh, why not have it go? We paint miniatures. 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 We paint miniatures.
Hey guys, it's Shoshie from Shoshie's Magnificent Miniatures, and this afternoon I have lovely husband Mike.
Hello, everybody!
Yay, he did it right! Yay! There are so many people in chat right now I want to say hi to. We've got Talagar777, JTC20, Kinetic Medic, Match Fixer AU, Xenon Fish, Max Fish. Oh, I already said Max Fister. You will never know. Asking back. Karagosa. Good to see everybody. I'm so glad you guys came to see. So, I'm gonna flip over to my other camera real quick, and we have the Kingdom Death Samurai. And some of you guys might remember, I've already painted her once on the stream, but that I did it for a giveaway, and this one is a commission. And I also am planning on doing all of her red armor differently, because I think before I used metallic metal paints, And this time I'm gonna go for more of like a red lacquer, kind of like the Imperial Guard from Star Wars. And I'm just a little bit inspired because we just saw the movie last night again for the second time. Yeah, it was, I felt it was better than the first time because I was more prepared for everything. I was pretty happy. So, how's everybody doing? Tell me what's been going on. What do you have planned? This weekend is a holiday weekend. So anybody got anything going on other than presents and food and sleeping? I'll go ahead and just start painting on this and you guys can chit chat with me. I've got my little plastic cheapo palette that I'm going to be using. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Let's see. So I'm going to turn it around. Get all the what's out of it. Alright, so I'm not going to start right on her. I'm going to start with her skin tones, I think. JTC says, Mike.
Yeah, I see that. Just didn't want to interrupt you.
Okay.
JTC!
I'm taking it you guys are friends in real life?
I have no idea.
You don't know? Well, I think so. Alright. I've got my Agrax Earthshade, and this is for this particular skin tones technique. That's what I've been using is...
Do you have a speaker on?
I'm going to shut it off. Hang on one second. My headset. You can hear it through my headset. There. Is that better?
No, we'll find out.
Yay. Okay. So, the way I based this was I used some Stynylrez white primer. I airbrushed it on. Then, my other colors. And of course, they're not. And then I airbrushed this mud brown, and this is an airbrush color, so I didn't have to do a whole lot to it. And it's sort of a terracotta color, really pretty. Anyway, that was my shadow color, and then I did this pork brown over the top of that, but I mixed these two together. This is all through the airbrush, so as you know, with airbrush you can kind of graduate up to brighter and brighter colors. So by the time I got done, she doesn't have a lot of skin. She's got her hands, her face, and her chest. And that's about it, because everything else, maybe her toes, but it's okay if I made her toes. Oh no, her toes are covered by socks. So yeah, that's it. Hands, face, and chest. So I didn't need a lot of that, so the rest is primered in white. And then the last bit, I used just the white primer, or I can't remember if I used white primer or white paint, to make like the lantern and the things that are going to be bright colors. She's got two little lanterns by the sides of her. There's one right there. I guess that might be it. And there's one right there. Is there another one on the other side? Nope. Okay, so she's got two lanterns on her body and then one right here. And then she's got this kind of wisp of smoke. And yeah, I think the first time I did this particular model, I did the wisp of smoke in the middle, and I just didn't like how it kind of interrupted the whole thing. So yeah, for Xenon Fish, I've not been going back to wet palette just yet, because this is just a different technique and I wanted to show people. And plus, yeah, dry palettes, there's nothing wrong with using a dry palette once in a while, so I just want people to just noted that, you know, you can switch things up. Oh yeah, Zookinetic Medic did a samurai also. Did you do a different samurai or did you do this one? Go ahead and whisper that to Mike and he can post that for us. He's Proto Maker. And we can look and see it. And while I go ahead and, I'm starting with a small brush. This is a 00. This is one of my Kalinskis from Poland that I got from spellcrow.com. I'm just using a little Agrax Earthshade, and anywhere there would be a dark shadow, I'm going to put that Agrax. Yeah, Zookinetic, I would like to see your samurai. Go ahead and post that.
to me.
Send it to him. And then, ooh. She has an eye patch on. So I want to get all of the agrax next to that so that it gives us, you know, our shadows that would be by that. You like the posing yet? I do too. The first time I did it in the middle. And this time I did it on the outside. And I think it just feels more open. It feels, because I think before when I did it on the inside, like it was just kind of a pain in the butt to try to photograph. So I changed it up. And that's the other thing I wanted to, I like to be able to do something twice or more than once, just because you learn something every time you do a model. Alfonso Heraldes, Banshee, he always says, every miniature is a different lover. That's his little saying, right down the middle there. You want plenty of agrax in the middle of her chest because that's probably where one of her darkest shadows is going to be. And then I'm going to put some in here by her neck as well. This is all pre-shading we're doing here. Let me know if I need to move stuff closer to the middle, because I might get off camera once in a while. So after this model, I have the Necromancer variant. And after that, I'm all done with this particular person's Queen of Death emissions. So that's pretty cool. So you can see I'm taking the Agrax Earthshade and I'm continuing to pre-shade because this is a brown color and it'll actually make a good shadow color for my red to begin with. So it's alright if I go ahead and use it and it's nice and thin. So it's going to be fairly easy for me to paint my reds over the top of, so it's okay. Working out how to whisper in the phone app. Yeah. /W Protomaker will do it. That's a good idea. Get a follow.
Jay Crimpton is now following.
Thank you so much for the follow. Uh-oh. I forgot. I re-plugged our phone in. I will be right back. Are you gonna get it? Okay. We still have Jay Crampton. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Mike's actually answering the phone. I usually just pull the plug out. Probably for me. Did that work? Now see, he's away from his desk. So let's see. Kinetic said he sent you the whisper, and he wants to know if it worked. You know, and the app on chat's really not particularly user friendly either. So her pants are going to be a dark gray / brown, so it's also okay for me to go ahead and add the pre-shading here as well. It's kind of like I'm making all the lines for, you know, coloring book. It's just going to make it easier for me to follow in.
All right.
Oh, it's going to make it easier for me to, like, it's almost like a, yeah, so I'm creating my own little coloring book with this. All of this is going to be like a non-metallic metal on her belt. What's nice about the oh, I just realized, I'm glad I caught this because there's a whole bunch of flesh on the side because she has side boob. Side boob. I know it's probably not PC of me to say this, but one of my beefs about miniatures, female miniatures, is like we have so much unnecessary side boob, but we don't get side ball. Or right? But now Kingdom Death is going to have some. Going to have it all.
I thought there was back ball on one of them too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. That one's not even a pin-up. That one's so funny. That's why I love Kingdom Death. They're very equal opportunity with their anatomy. Oh, there's the... Let's look at Zookinetic's Samurai real quick. I'm going to take a peek at it. Oh, very nice. You did a really good job on the pants, Zoo. Hey. Can I give you a couple little suggestions? I know it's a work in progress, but just based on what I can see from that photo, do you mind if I tell you anything? You do not have to take any of my advice. I actually follow you on Instagram, so I see your stuff quite a bit. And I watch the Kingdom Death Facebook group also. I see your stuff on there a lot too. If you are not in the Kingdom Death Facebook group, it's called By Lantern's Light. And the nice thing about it is not just a painting group. It is an entire fan group, so you can post about the game, you can post about the widget that you made to help you organize whatever it was that you used for the game. You know, that's all kinds of stuff like that. What wash am I using? I'm using Agrax Earthshade, and I put it... Where did I put it? Had it for a minute. This is my life. Here, right next to me. Agrax Earthshade, I put it in a dropper bottle so that I would not spill it, because I'm the queen of spilling things, especially washes. And I was wasting money over and over again. In fact, I'm probably going to decant all of my P3s once I get some new pots, and I'm also going to decant all of my well, these are already in droppers, so I'm not going to worry about that, but I have a whole bunch of Citadel washes that I want to decant. It makes them so much easier. Studio dropship. Yep, we are profiling. Oh, is that what I'm doing? I didn't know there was a word for it. Yes, but that's exactly what I'm doing. Appreciating. We can see what we're doing. Plus, a lot of this is all red. Gonna make it so much easier for us to see what we're painting, especially from a distance like this. It makes it even easier for me. But yeah, appreciating, I find, is very, very nice. You can do it with an airbrush if you have one. You can do all your appreciating. That's sort of what I've already done here a little bit. D-Day! D-Day is back! Oh my gosh, where have you been, mate? Oh my gosh, my D-Day is back. Woo! Lots of hype. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I was so scared that I didn't know what happened to you. I was like writing to you. Yay! I'm hyped for D-Day. Where you been? You don't have to tell me, but I'm just glad you're back. So glad you're back. Wow. Made my day. We've had a lot of good things happen today, and this is just the icing on the cake. So I'm super excited. D-Day Gaming. I don't know if you're still going to come back and stream or not, but look at this. I got so excited I threw my palette over here. I'm verklempt. And let's see, Zookinetic Medic says pointers are always welcome. Now I'm going to watch my own reaction to D-Day coming back. That's so funny. I'm going to clip that. Yeah, happy holidays for sure. So my tips for you, Zookinetic, was just to go back and highlight your smoke plume a little bit more, because it looks kind of all, it's murky. It's hard to tell where all the details are. It looked like it was kind of washed, but not detailed. Does that make sense? That's my only thing. Black Friday order just arrived today. Finally, wow. Tempted to start working on the male warrior of the sun. Awesome. Yeah, that male warrior of the sun is very neat. I'm so glad Faye's back. Cliff-worthy.
Tabaros the Wake is following.
Tabaros the Wake, thank you so much for following. Yay. Are you a Kingdom Death hobbyist or you just paint minis? You paint Kingdom Death here a lot, but I paint a little bit of everything. So. You like Warhammer, sometimes I paint some Warhammer, sometimes I paint some War Machine. Right now we're profiling. I love that word. I'm going to use that again sometime. We're profiling with Agrax Earthshade, so I'm just basically, it's like kind of like a pin wash. If you've ever done those big garage kits, it's basically what this is kind of like. Going in and because Kingdom Death resin models are so detailed, it's really nice to just go in and pick those out in advance. Yeah, I'm happy with that so far. Used your underpainting technique on your Phoenix flesh and it turned out amazing. Awesome! Ectogamut, I want to see a picture. If you have one, send one to Mike. I want to see how it turned out. I'm excited for you. That my Phoenix is still not done. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to paint it because it's so time consuming. Did you finish your Phoenix? And how long did it take you? So Kinetic says, yeah, on the smoke plume we primed white, washed with a soft body black, and then glazed with P3 Arcane Blue at a high dilution. Yeah, so it just needs, go back and touch it up with a little white, and maybe the little bit of a white mixed with the Arcane Blue, just, you know, to pop it out a little bit. I think the black might have been a little too dark for it, but I think it'll be okay. Black sometimes can muddy stuff. So sometimes I use it and sometimes I don't. That's why I like this Agrax Earthshade. Because most of the stuff we're painting on her is going to be reds. Okay. That's a good start. I think that's enough pre-shading probably now. You can always add more. Anywhere there's going to be a real heavy shadow, I'll go ahead and put some more Agrax in there. You agree you could use some more, maybe you'll try spot washing it with some, don't do any more washing. Go in with a tiny brush like this one. And like almost like a dry brush, not dry brush, but use a little white and pick out all of the little tips. You're gonna pick out the tips and the little swirls and the anywhere there's the top of a wave. Right here, you're gonna put like a little white just to emphasize those. Anywhere there's like a ridge, just pick out those little spots, make them like little things. More washing is just going to make it look more the same. You're defining at this point. How do you send a pic to Mike? You can.
I already replied.
Oh, he already replied. Okay. All right, let's see. We need to start on her face. I'm going to start with a little bit of this cork brown because her face has quite a bit of red in it. And because she is Asian, I don't want to use my P3 colors because they have too much pink in them. I'm trying to keep things in the brown tone, and so the cork brown is good. And then I might add a little bit of golden base to this for a little highlight later. Let me show you. Let's see if I can mix this and see what happens. I don't want to be too stereotypical, but a little bit of a yellow undertone might work. See, that is too much. It needs white in it now. Ivory. A little bit of that. This is going to be my highlight color. I'm trying to mix. Was Menoth white highlight? Ooh, there we go. See how when we add that lighter color, it brings out the yellow. There we go. That's pretty. So this was the non-metallic, so it's like a mustard yellow. Sometimes I don't like to use the paint brand names because I feel like it's more important that you eyeball colors. That way you can use colors from all ranges. And like if you don't have this color, you can go, all right, what do I have that's close? And if you're eyeballing colors, as you don't know the names of them, you're gonna be able to mimic somebody else's stuff a lot better. So like this is kind of a neutral, peachish, got a little bit of blue in it so that it's a little more dull than one of the pinker peaches. See, when you get really good at mixing colors and learning about how to, you know, feel colors, you really can use all of them. So I'm going to start out with the lighter color first, and then we'll be able to glaze it back if it's too bright with the darker colors. There's a little wiggly, so I'm hoping that doesn't snap off while we're painting her. There. Yeah, I'll put that right there. I'm going to start on the brightest spot of her face, which is going to be her nose. The tip of her nose. So that's really, really bright. So I'm going to add a little bit of cork brown to that. You come back and glaze that back down. Same thing with her chin. This is all defining. So it looks to me like in order to get it the right colors, I have to start out pretty light and then so 2 steps up and 1 step down is what I call it. Okay, so she's got a highlight up here on her forehead. Got some. And I'm just going through her face and finding those bright spots I want to accentuate. What? Ooh. Oh, the phoenix? Did you show it? Okay, I'll look at it in a second. So there we've got a very contrasted face. It's almost like she looks like she's got like kind of a white pasty mask on, but that's okay. We're going to come back in and we're going to glaze that back down in a second. And so all the light is hitting this part of her hand. So you start with the lightest bits. Same thing, it's up here. These are those fingers. Doesn't really have too much going on shadow-wise up there, so we're going to make sure to give that bright highlights. Right. Now, so that doesn't dry with a really crispy edge, I'm going to just feather it out a little bit. And I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to look at the phoenix. Hey Jeb Makers, Jeb Makes, how's it going? Second Schnooky. You're painting the phoenix right now, awesome. Alright, this is Ectogamut. Gamut's phoenix, I'm going to take a peek at it. Ooh, wow, that's going to be pretty. What are you going to put any turquoise and stuff in it? What you did with the finger, the talon fingers. Claws. Yeah, I think it's supposed to look like that. It looks really good to me. Yeah. Good job. Alright, so we let those highlights dry. And in the meantime, we're going to go back with the cork brown, which is that medium skin. And we're going to smooth things into the highlights a little bit. Go back up here. Now, we've already got the painted shadows, so we're going to leave those there. We don't want to overpaint it. But now we're just putting in our midtone because the shadows are really already there. You know, now her boobs are done. Except for the side. Oh, I forgot the side. So there's gonna be some. Oh no, I see a little mold line. What am I gonna do? See if I can fix it. Oh. Sometimes you find a mold line and you gotta fix it right away. Forget about it. I'm just gonna try to scratch it smooth. I don't know if I'll be able to get it completely, but at least I can make it not noticeable at least, so that paint can fill it in. Alright, let's drop my brush on the ground. On the feathers, your plan is to highlight up with some lighter purple highlights. That's going to be very pretty. Yours only made it to base coat stages. You're too distractible. I am too. Well, I get distracted by commissions and stuff, but also really large models. They take me forever, and so that makes my patience is not as good. Okay, here's that highlight color. This is the highlight color mixed with a little bit of the pork brown. Now actually there needs to be a lot of light in this area because she's got a little lantern right here. We can go all the way up to all the way up to Ivory with this. Did somebody say hi? Hey, Drenay. Drenay is from Germany, Mike. A good time for my Europeans. Because after work and it's in the evening on a Friday. You have plans for Weihnachten? Okay, so we're going all the way up to Ivory. There will be some stronger shadows. It looks like I didn't get that mold line out of there. Man. No. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it or not. There, finally. Starting to smooth out.
Assembly. What was the name of the store you said you got your clip?
I got them from spellcrow.com. They're in Poland. And I think like one of the, like this brush right here is like €4.50. I mean, so if you get like a bunch of brushes, I think the 4-pack, they had a 4-pack that had this one, 00, a 0, a 1, and a 2 for €17.50. €17.50. So if you live in Europe, that's a really good price, and I've been using the heck out of these brushes. I really like them. Polish Kolinsky sable brushes. Really good price.
Did assembling the hands and pose give you trouble? Samurai. Kinetic Medic was attempted to pin but managed to shoot out since there's so.
Yes, and I can see right back here that I had to use a little Bondic. So the Bondic is a lifesaver. Where's mine? I kind of use I use the super glue to put it on first, and then once it's kind of there, I'll reinforce it with Bondic. And yeah, it did give me. I can tell that I got some right here. And I filled in the gaps with the Bondic. It worked really well. It looks like that one might have just been glued straight on. Yeah, these models are really delicate, especially the resin ones. Oh, see? Oh my gosh. So, yeah, right here, that looks like I'll have to put Bondic on it. I'm going to leave that off for now, because if I try to continue gluing it back on, I will end up making myself crazy. On this side, there's not as much light because the lantern is up here, but this lower half of her breast is going to be more lit than the top. And that's also because of the lantern. I'm going to get a little bit of white. Wow. I can't believe it snapped off while you guys were talking to me. Water soluble filler. No, Bondic is not water soluble. It's a liquid plastic that cures with UV light. See, this is it. So for instance, if I put some down, look at this. So you put it down and it starts out, see how it's a liquid? See, I can spread it around, I can get it to fill cracks. And as soon as I touch it with this, you don't even need to touch it, you just need to be about a couple millimeters away. As soon as you hit it with that UV light, 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, that then becomes a hard plastic. See? And look at that. That cured into a plastic, and you can use it to weld. See that? That was a liquid just a minute ago. And now it's a little... So one of the things I also do with the Bondic is I will use it to create pins, I'll carve it, and I'll cure it, and then I'll carve it into something that I can then glue on. I mean, the options are endless. Hi, RBR. You need a Dash Studio dropship? I'm glad you guys got to see us. We're gonna be on our show on the 26th. We're gonna be painting a Krampus model. Did I say it wrong? Okay. I'm dangerous to your wallet. So many awesome toys. I know. But you know what? These you can get the Bondic pen on Amazon. It's like you get 2 of these tubes of material plus a light for $20. I think is all it is, and it lasts a long time because you only end up using a little bit of it. Yeah. You got a set of Kalinskis on Amazon and you love them. Awesome, Schnooky. Good. So much painting, KDM playing. Good. So the Schnookis are playing Kingdom Death as a Christmas gift to themselves. That's awesome. Okay, where's my white? I'm going to put white into my palette. I'm going to need to show you guys something that I'm trying to attempt because I just noticed. Speaking, hold on one second, I gotta go get something. Since we have so many Germans here, I highly recommend the Schmanky White. Schmanky. Grendler, my friend Grendler, he's from Sweden. He always makes fun of my German accent. He says he's like, yeah, the Schmanky. And I'm like, I don't sound like that. That sounds like Schweizerdeutsch. Anyway, if I can get this open. There we go. So you can see, let me show you the difference between the Schmanky. This is an artist acrylic. It's highly pigmented. It's also a little bit toxic, so don't lick your brushes with this. So look at the difference between this white and this is the Maro White by P3. You can pretty well tell, I don't know, you can pretty well tell that the Schminky is a little brighter. I don't know, I can't tell. Maybe you can.
Zoo Kinetic Medic just ended.
Aw, thank you, Zoo. For the cheer. Nothing special on Weihnachten, a little bit of family time on Monday. Rest will be relaxing. I'm going to put some Schminky into this. I got this in Austria when we went to Austria and Germany this summer. So, Titan Weiss. Yep. This is actually made in Germany. So it's really hard for Americans to get. It's very expensive. But you can get it on Amazon. It does need to be thinned because it's a heavy body acrylic. Let's see how clumpy it is. Look at this. I'm gonna put a little bit of flow improver in it. This is gonna make it much easier to spread around. This is 50-50 flow improver and 50-50 water. Oh yeah, that worked really well. Much better. There we go. How do you say smooth in German? Weich? Yeah. Knowledge is power and deserves a reward. Aw, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so this is going to be, I'll get a base coat of complete white right here. Because the lantern is going to be your brightest spot on the model. And she's got another little lantern up here as well that's going to get bright white. You need that white base in order to create your OSL, off-source lighting.
Oh, white.
Mike. Okay. And again, back up here where she's got that little lantern. Right now I'm just painting the lantern. I'm not trying to get all of the extra little OSL just yet. Okay, not bad. We'll go ahead and put some of the white that is shining on her armor, because those would be getting the brightest highlights right away. It's okay to have the white underneath there. Uh-oh, I just found a bubble. So this is, you're gonna get to see firsthand what I'm gonna do with this Bondic. It will go into the tiniest little crevices and cover up little air bubbles and stuff. Oh, and I can use an old brush. This brush is a great brush for this. So I smooth it out. It goes down into the little hole, and then I'm going to cure it. 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000. Now it's already ready to paint on. It actually accepts paint really well. Boom. Did you see that? One stroke. Okay. Now the other little lantern, I'm just going to go ahead and find kind of spots that might have extra highlights. Think of it in a small sphere. And this lantern is small, so it's not going to be big. Oh my god. Did I just say that? Little question. Have you changed your technique to prime your models? They look more brownish. Yes, I think so. Because before we used the green primer from Stynylrez. And this is a little different because we start out with the white Stynylrez. And then we I airbrush primed my mud brown and then cork brown and then white again.
Dawn Sparrow 122 is now following.
Thanks, Don Sparrow. Welcome. So we started, well, this is a different skin tone technique. It's a little faster because you use the airbrush. And so that's why I wanted to show you guys how to do something a little different. Now, let's see. We've got all these highlights in her face. Mike, I can't with the...
On your song.
I know, it's bugging the hell out of me. So, let's see. So here's the cork brown. I can go back and glaze spots that aren't going to have as much highlights. Smooth things out a little bit. Okay. Her face is somewhat where I want it with the skin tones, and so is her chest. So I can go on now to paint her armor, which I want to show you guys my technique for that. I'm going to start out with Umbro Umber. Not a lot of it. Wait. A little bit of Umbro Umber. Oop, there's a piece of dried paint in there. Don Sparrow at 122. Hey, Weird Brush, how's it going? See, we made it on at a time when you're home. This is Kato Red Base. Normally I would use Sanguine Base, but I don't know where mine is. I'm going to mix a Sanguine Base-like color. It's probably way too much red. We're going to put a little drop of Agrax in here as well. Just a drop. My goal is to make a dark red. A dark brownish red. And that's pretty good. It can be a little darker. I'm going to add a little tiny bit of black. That's probably plenty. You're not starting to go back more the reddish brown color, but it's definitely got a lot of red in it. So instead of just using plain brown, I want to make sure to have those red tones in there. See that rich color? And I'm going to start. The planets have aligned, exactly. And I'm going to paint everything that she has with this red color. I can't talk today. This is going to be my base for it. What I was trying to say. I'm going to put a little tiny bit of flow improver in this because I want it to not dry out on me too quickly. This particular flow improver, I believe it has some slow dry in it already, so. Yeah, that's so much better. It's going on much quicker now. Boom. Boom. And she's got a tassel right here that's also red. We'll get it to be it'll be a brighter red at the very end. But everything gets that same dark base coat to start. So yeah, the idea here is instead of a metallic red, we're going for a lacquer kind of look. Like I said, I was watching The Last Jedi, and the armor on the Imperial Guard is very, 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 very shiny and red, but it's not metallic. This looks very similar to a GW Doom Bull Brown. Yeah, maybe it is. If you want to try it, just try it. It'll probably work fine, and then you can use like a. Is there Scar Red? I can't remember if GW has a Scar Red or. So then your your main color is, or your highlight color is going to be, what's the name of it? Corn red, probably. Nice bright red. I'm thinking of Evil Sun's Scarlet. That's another bright color that you could possibly use for your... Is that a color? Funny because I don't know the GW line like you guys do. But I've used a few colors. Enough that the names stick in my head, but I just don't know for sure if I'm telling you the right ones or not. Can you see everything okay, Mike? Do we need a little bit more light? There we go. Everything visible? Good. See? Mephiston red. Yes. Thank you, Second Schnooky. That was probably what I meant. I like the reds in the GW line a lot. I have all of the reds. I have the black. I have all of the yellows as well, because they have really good yellows in the GW line. They give you really good coverage. One of my issues with a lot of the yellows and other brands is that you'll have to use them and takes forever to coat something, whereas the GW, it's like pretty quick. There we go. You use Mayhem Red from the Scale 75 Fantasy line. Yeah, definitely. That one's good. There's also... So this is, no, not that one. Antares Red is super pigmented from the Scale Color line. And you can mix a little bit of that Mayhem Red as well. For red leather, I would see how this color is pretty similar to the one I just mixed. It just has a little bit more purple in it than it does red. See the difference? The one I mixed has more red, but they're very nice dark brownish reds, which, so if you don't have the colors that I have, you can mix your own.
KDM Obsessed just subscribed for their second month in a row.
Yay! KDM Obsessed, how are you? It's been a little while since I've seen you on. How has your KDM games been going? Have you gotten to play? My nose is itching. Sorry, guys. Hi. We're painting the Kingdom Samurai, but we're, instead of doing a metallic metal, a true metallic metal like I did the last time, we're gonna make it sort of more of a like a red lacquer color. All of the armor plates are going to be this beautiful deep lacquer red color. You dropped off the Twitch last month, real life stuff, and now you're getting back to it after Christmas. Awesome. So good to see you. There's so many of you guys who've come back that I'm so happy to see. D-Day Gaming came back today. So glad. One of my daughter's friends came home from her on military leave, and so we haven't seen her since like earlier this year. Getting all of the under parts of these plates. They're going to be darker later, but I just want to get them painted now. I can tell you already that this red is going to work out the way I want it to, because it looks, when your base color looks good to your eyes before you even get the highlights and everything on, that's a good sign. Very good sign. Like, I could leave her this base color and she would look pretty neat. So that means when we get those highlights on her, I'm really going to be happy. So just, I've got a small brush, paint cleanly and carefully. Sometimes even when you don't really have all your highlights or your, you know, lighting down, as long as you paint a clean model where, you know, at least all the stuff is painted in neatly, people will like it. I mean, you'll like it, people will like it. Sometimes that's the first thing that you learn how to do when you're painting. Okay, so this whole strap of her belt is also red. And I apologize in advance. Sometimes this model's very, very detailed, but she's got all these weird nooks and crannies I have to try to get back to. There we go. That's better. Like holding my breath the whole time to try to paint clean. There. All right. So yeah, I'm curious about what the red's going to do when I hit it with this, when I hit the white with it, because I don't want it to look pink. Kinetic says, yeah, you were kvetching about all the bizarre angles on her when you did yours, and it's still an amazing sculpt. I know. I totally understand. We did just such a good job with some of these newer models, and how all of them have these really cool bases. Some of the newer stuff is some of the best, in my opinion, that they've come up with. All right, I'm thinning out my paint now with just a little water, because when I go over that white, I want a little bit of opacity. Is that the right word? Yeah, it does turn a little pink, but that's okay. It worked out. I just got some on my lantern. I don't want that. I'm gonna have to go back in and try to get that off with another brush. Get it up, get it up, get up, get up. There. Now I got too much paint on my brush. It's okay if I cover up some of that white. I can go back and save it again later. The whole time I'm painting her, I've got this right next to me, and I'm able to look at it over and over again to see where the highlights are already on the artwork, and that's going to help me. So as if I have to cover something up, I can come back and, like I said, save it later. It's fascinating to watch, having done your own version, is it? What about it makes it fascinating? I'm really curious now. I know for me it's fascinating to paint this a second time when I painted it once before. And a big reason is because I wasn't really happy with my first attempt at her. Now the person who won her was very happy. He loves her, but I don't know, there was just something I didn't like. I think it was mainly the way I posed her. It just didn't jive for me. I gotta take my glasses off. Glasses off, Mike. I'm gonna paint all of the careful bits right here. I don't want to cover up any of that lovely skin tone that we did. Good thing I put that drying retarder in there, because I think it would have taken a whole lot longer, because I would be going over it. The other thing is, when you're using, some colors dry faster than others, and so if you're not, you know, working quickly enough, it can get in there, and then you're going over it again, and for whatever reason it's not wet, and then you end up making a I don't know, like a cottage cheese effect with your paint. Yeah, because it'll get all crumbly and gross. Because it's sort of half dried, and then you go over it again with your paint, and then it's like, oh no. The drying retarder in, you don't want too much drying retarder, because then it won't over dry on you. Right. And then there's a few pieces of armor to have to reach. Oh no, I painted the fangs. Those are supposed to be white. That's why I'm painting dark to light right now. A little bit easier than painting light to dark. Mess up, you can at least fix it a lot easier. This whole back crest of her neck gets to be red as well. You guys, can you see there's such a difference in the way this model is already turning out versus the first time I painted her. I'm trying to paint quickly because this might not be the most interesting thing to watch. ADM says, I think your color scheme is a way better choice than yours was. You experimented and tried to make white the primary color in the scheme. Well, that could be cool. Let's see that. Did you make the armor white? That would be very different. Alright, all of this gets to be red as well. White is harder than red. It's just a very difficult color to begin with because you have to kind of start out with gray and then work up, and it can be really finicky and be difficult to work with. What did I paint recently that was white? The apothecary. I mean, if you go back and watch my apothecary VOD, it's like, I primed him white and everything, and then I tried to go back and make him with a gray undertone. I just got paint on my lantern again. No! We could have a little bit because we can turn it into sort of an orange glow. That's okay. Too much paint. Did you see that big blob of paint? It's all water. This is definitely, I can tell I probably should slow down a little bit. As tedious as it will be to watch, it'll probably be a better model at the end. I do. Slow down? What does that mean? I don't slow down. Okay. I'm looking for all the other areas that I missed. A lot of them. I don't want to have to come back and paint them later. Wait. I'm going to get out my wrath core holder in a minute here and pop her on top of it. Now her hair's going to be black, so it's totally okay to get red paint on her hair, just like I did. It'll get covered up. Okay. Do one more. Go over it. What'd you say, Mike? Why? Ah. Alright, let me get my wrath core holder. Speaking of which, I have some awesome news for the channel. Wrathcore sent me a whole bunch of holders for the channel, and we are now officially sponsored by wrathcore.com. So I'll be getting some of these to send out to my followers. We're going to do some giveaways. January is going to be a very important month to watch. You're going to be wanting to rack up as much chat currency as you can, because all of my regulars and my people who already have a lot of chat currency, you can do exclamation points to find out how many you already have, because January is my big push for partnership. I need an average of 75 viewers over a month. That means I need 75 of you guys watching at one time as an average. That's a lot. I currently am averaging about 50 or so, so we have to make a big push. So I will bribe you. I will blatantly sell out and bribe you.
You're not selling.
With gifts and love and miniature holders and scale 75 paints. We're going to be giving away so much stuff. It's going to be crazy.
Roosty, close your eyes.
Roosty. Can't talk today. Give me 1 second. I gotta find something to... What I might have to do is run upstairs and get a different cork. I will be right back. Mike will entertain you. He'll have a dance party.
Oh.
Okay, are you entertained? So I want to show you. So Wrathcore had a couple different types of corks. There's the flat corks with the split, where you can put like a model with a pin in it, like this. Hold on, I took the little holder bar, but like so, this one has a pin, and you can put that down in between the split. By the way, this is my crystal brush entry. I've been working on him. He's hopefully getting better. I made all the metallics a little brighter. Isn't he pretty? Protomaker, you currently have 625 gold stars. Place your eyes. Hey, yeah, you need to watch more. Okay, so this particular holder, perfect for a GW size or a Kingdom Death size model. And it's got a split in it, but once you put it into the holder, it pinches it and holds it on there. Look at that. Oh, that's not supposed to fall. Okay, hopefully I can get that to stay. There we go. Perfect. All right, now I can twirl her around without touching her. And what's nice about that is I can keep my brush in one spot on the bar like this. And now my brush control is going to get really good. Thank you for the compliment, Dingo. Yeah, she needs to be, or that monk needs to be worked on for sure. Okay, now we've got my Kato red base. Woo! I'm going to put some into my palette. A little bit of water. There we go. I'm gonna put a tiny bit of this flow improver because I don't want it to dry out on me. Don't lick it after you put flow improver in it. It tastes terrible. The wiggling wire is the only thing you struggle with your, so you hold it, I guess you hold it like this, and then you can rest your hand on it, and then it doesn't wiggle. And also you can adjust,
wiggle.
you can adjust this. This is meant to go around, and you can adjust this up and down based on, you know, it doesn't do a whole lot, but it adjusts the tension down here is what it does. I'm holding the whole thing in my hand, not moving anywhere. Now I can go in here with my red, and I'm looking to see where are my highlights. I only want to put the red on where my highlights are going to be at first. I'm sketching. I'm going to put a little flow improver on here. Just a tiny bit like that. Got it on our pants. So the flow improver is also going to smooth things out nice. Okay. I learned about this flow improver technique with the Pentel watercolor brush pen from Julio Cabos, and it's been such a game changer for me for blending, because guys, I am not patient. I cannot wait and blend something forever. So the flow improver helps me get stuff blended better. Small line of flow improver right there. Alright, to take paint out of pots like those, you use a rubber silicone clay sculptor, and it works to mix the paint and also to easy to wash. What's a sculptor? I've never heard that word. I also use this. This is a, you guys see this? You can get these free at Starbucks, and they're used to stir your coffee, but you can use them for applicators and stuff. You can probably buy a box of them from Starbucks for $1. And I know their Starbucks are all over the world, so see, there's the mermaid. These are little coffee stirrers. Cheap. What brand of flow improver? I'll show you. This is what I use. True Flow Drying Retarder by Saks. I got a huge bottle. How many milliliters is this? Where is it? Now it's 16 ounces or 474 milliliters. And I use it I've used it diluted. I use it 50-50 paint and 50-50 water. So, and I like it. I like it a lot. I have some other drying retarders, but I don't like from Liquitex, but I don't use them quite as much. Ooh. Oh, a sculptor. Okay. Sculpting tool. I getcha. So Glacier Eyes sent me a picture, and he's got those sculpting tools. I have some somewhere right here. I had some. I don't know where they went. I might have put them away already. Let me go ahead and show people what you mean. I'll show the... here we go. Copy. This is the kind of sculpting tool. It's like a clay shaper is what I call them. You've been holding up the top where the scully is. Yeah, that's good, but my hands are too small for that. Guys, you guys with your bigger hands can do that. I'm a little bit yeah, I think they're meant for guy hands for sure. Rubber silic. I never heard the word sculptor before. I used to call it a sculpting tool, but yeah. Yeah, I go along the edge of this. This is where the light would hit it the most. The base of it. I love red. Red is one of my favorite colors to paint. And we leave quite a bit of that brown red there still. Oh, in English. Oh, okay. Maybe I didn't realize. I didn't realize that you weren't from the U.S., Glacier Eyes. I am totally embarrassed now. Okay. This is going to be bright because that lantern is right there, so it's getting a lot of light. See, with the dark brown down here, I missed it. So all of this is going to be bright red. It is starting to feel like the lacquer look that I wanted. Montreal. Oh. Oh, you're from North America, but yeah, you speak French as your first language. I gotcha. No problem. Okay, I want you guys to think in terms of light. You can kind of see there's a natural highlight down the side of her arm because it's a cylinder shape. You want to go ahead and you know what? I need to use my flow improver. Put it where the natural highlight already is. And then blend it out. Ah! Trying to make it smooth. You can tell that this is a new technique for me as for like making painted armor like this, or at least on such a small model. I've done it on big Kador models before, but that was it'll seem like a long time ago. So, but it's working. There's sort of a cast highlight over here, kind of a smaller shine. Sophia! Cackling, I can hear her. Okay. Alright, we can go back in and shade that some more later. Right now I'm getting my red in there so that at least it's smooth. I'm happy. It's starting to look nice. And I need my flow improver. That might be too much. So I'm putting flow improver right there, and then when I go to blend, it's going to be nice and smooth. I find that red and white, sometimes they can get real streaky on you, and that's why that flow improver is so nice. And I think part of the reason they get streaky is those two colors, they dry different times than other colors do. They dry at different speeds. Sorry. Okay, making that very sharp and delineated. Did I lose you guys? Tell me if you're still here. There we go. Hey, she's starting to look good. It looks a lot like the card already. Look at that. A little bit brighter. But that's because this is more of a metallic red and mine's not. Yay, thank you, Chaos. You will never know it's still here. Good. You're here in painting. Okay, good. Definitely love it when you guys work and lurk. So funny being the streamer, and you kind of have to keep sort of a running monologue with yourself. Now, while I'm painting this, I'm always looking to see where the natural highlight is. Where is the real light hitting it, and how can I follow it with the paint? You're here prepping to paint a KD mini. Yay, Pixel. Hey, Pixel. I didn't know you were here in the first place. That's awesome. You're practicing being a ninja for that Warrior in the Sun. Nice. Speaking of Warrior of the Sun, my gal, I just realized, is missing a couple lanterns, but luckily I know where they are and I can put those on. So I do have still a little bit more to finish. Did you guys get to see my my gladiator? She's about done. I'm very happy with how she turned out. Same thing with the reds. I made real bright reds with her. I'm pretty happy with how they came out. I made a couple clips. If you want to go back and watch, you can find those clips on my Twitch channel and see how I highlighted up. It's got a little flow improver in it, and now it's flowing all over the cape. You really wish you could be here more? Yeah, so this one I painted mostly on Wednesday, I believe. So a lot of you guys live in Europe, and so unfortunately I don't have a kind of schedule for Twitch where I'm like across 3 different time zones. So I have a little bit of UK, a little bit of Europe, and also I have the US. So if I were to just paint in the evenings, my European friends would not get to see me live. And unfortunately, with my current schedule, my Australian friends don't get to see me live very much. And same thing goes for my West Coast, because it's just a wonky schedule for them. But we will be changing things up a little bit in January. My schedule on Mondays is going to be changing. I'm going to go a little bit later. Hopefully it'll be easier on me to be able to wake up. I won't have to immediately wake up and paint. You see how I'm leaving that line? I'm painting very small, leaving a lot of that dark. It's like highlighting it. I'm just highlighting it. Now if I go to any spots that are too dark, or too light rather, I can come back in with my darker color. This one had a little bit too much flow improver on it. Pixel Cruncher's in the States, but I usually stream while you're at work and Twitch. Yeah, it's true. Most of the time, most of my streams, my Friday and my Monday stream are usually when people are at work in the US, and then Wednesday is my time when most people in the US can watch. See how bright that is? I'm already really happy with this compared to my previous painting. Okay, so the next color I need is a sort of a very neutral gray. This has a lot of green in it. I don't want that. I want one with more blue in it. This is Iron Hole Gray. This is the one I used last time when I painted her, and it's perfect. It's got just the right amount of neutrality, and it's a cool gray. It's gonna look really nice up against her for reds. Now the reds are very warm, so we'll see how that looks. It probably will pop out these even more. Now I'm careful to go next to that line but not into it. Like a coloring book. I don't want to mess up. See, I went into it on that side and mess it up. There we go. It's very thin. I'm just, at this point, I'm just tinting it. See how thin it is? So you can still see the painting underneath it. Do you highlight around the mini or pick one direction and highlight from that direction? So I pick one direction. So for this mini, this is the direction we're looking at her. So my sunlight is about, it's about right here. Like if my sun were facing her, it would be right here. So when we go to this side, it's sort of an ambient light. I'll make all this a little bit darker. But there is some ambient light coming from this direction as well. She's got a little lantern. And I kind of look to see how that would be hitting the mini. Oops. You see that line? I didn't want that there. I let it dry too fast. Luckily we can paint right over it because it's acrylic. It's not watercolor. If that were watercolor, you'd have that line there the whole time. Okay. You only see my hand. Sorry about that. Thank you for telling me, Glacier Eyes. Appreciate you guys. See, Mike is upstairs. I don't know what he's doing. Hey, Mike, are you coming back? Got distracted talking to Sophia. You guys can see now? Part of why I got off cam was because I started chatting. Paying attention.
Right.
What?
Right.
To the mic? Like that? Oh, I know what happened. There, my camera got moved. Is that better? Can you see it, Mike? Good. Glacier Eyes. I love it. You see that, Mike? Uh oh. Yeah, he was hanging out with Sophia. Mike doesn't handle being trolled very well, especially when it comes from me. It's funny. All right, all of these pantalones here. These are her samurai pants. I feel like I'm painting her like so slow. But I really just want her to come out as well as the others. So I'm trying not to rush it. She just doesn't have a lot of colors. That's mainly it. So we're also gonna do probably, was it Sunday, Mike, or what day were we gonna do like a Kingdom Death Marathon? Oh, over here? We're gonna do it here?
Where else will we?
Downstairs. Oh, we could stream it. I didn't think we were gonna, but I don't know if I could do a marathon streaming it. I need a break. So we stream Mike and I playing Kingdom Death. You guys watch that? What? She's got these little cute socks on that are the same color as her pants. Let me know if I'm off cam, because that's as low as I can go. This is a lot of clothes for Kingdom Death model. It's funny, isn't it? Some of them have a lot. What is it? It's not the champion, but there's a female knight character. Got a big sword. There's a variant of her that doesn't have a lot of clothes, but the other one has quite a bit. It looks pretty cool. I'm guessing that... I'm trying to think. But yeah, for Kingdom Death, this one does have a lot of clothes. Alright, so I'm looking at her shoes. It's almost like a sort of a sandal down here, but with some sort of plate at the top of her foot. So let's see if it's even not exactly on this model, or it's a little different. Huh. Do it like this. Fake it till you make it. You would definitely watch it? Okay. Well, I'll have to clean off my table for you guys then. Mike's like, I don't see it happening. I've been trying. It's about halfway cleaned off right now. This is the back half of her leg right here for her foot. Now I can see quite a bit of the lower color coming through, so I'm just going to go back here and put another layer down. I want this to be mostly opaque. First of all, RPG...
Extract does not follow.
Extract, thank you so much for the follow. Yes, it's the knight that I was thinking of. She's got, first of all, also does have a lot of clothing on. I forgot about her as well. She's really popular. I didn't realize she was so popular until after I painted her. I think I painted her twice now. Maybe. See, we're using just thin layers of gray on her pants. Realize there's a whole bunch missing. Much better.
You know you're approaching 2,000 followers?
Nuh-uh, really?
65 to go, but...
Ooh. We'll have to do a big giveaway at that time. Tell your friends. Tell your friends to follow Shoshie's Minis. And we'll be doing a giveaway. What should we give away? Hold on, let's see what I've got. Here, how about... Here, put me on the face cam, Mike. We have a set of wood and leather paints by Scale 75. See that? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 paints in this set. Birch, sandalwood, iroko, which is like ochre, orange leather, walnut, red leather, brown leather, and black leather. And so you can make all of these different leather sets or leather colors. Works. A lot of them will work really well for non-Caucasian skin tones. There's a lot of colors in there that will be beautiful for that. Let's see. So you guys can now you can put it on mini cam, Mike. Sound good? Shall we give that away when we get 2,000 followers? So tell all your friends. Yeah, I think that'll be fun. We'll just do a random giveaway and let anybody who is already a follower, you have to be a follower to win that. So if you're not already following, join us, one of us. This is a little bit of that Agrex or shade in the crevices right there. I'm just coming back and getting my shadow color back. I should be using a little Nolan oil because it's a little darker. Or this has a blue in it. This is Drakenhof Nightshade. Let's see if I can use this on my gray and see what it does. Those sets are very handy. You like them? Yeah, I've got a few. We're going to be giving away all kinds of stuff like that in January. Oh yeah, I like that. That blue looks good on that. Now I'm just curious. This is, like I said, this is a blue. What happens when I go under my plates next to my red? Oh yeah, that looks good. And what I like about that is it's not, the Nolan oil would actually probably dull this, because this is a blue. It looks like black, but it's, you know, not gonna cause a dull. Oh, I like that a lot. Little shiny, but we can fix that as well. You're usually at work during this time, so got a half day today. Good. The GW washes are amazing. They do make you look like you know how to paint, but you know what? It doesn't matter if you, you know what level you are. You can use them. What?
Right.
Right. Here we go.
See that big dot you got?
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm gonna need to put some black in my palette. Okay. Put it in here. Good morning, Shadowmancer. And off camera again. Okay, I'm back on camera. Here we go, right there, right? Correct? So, okay, so I'm looking at my girl. We want this to read as black, but a dark gray highlight. So, I'm going to start where these would be the most shadowed. And I'm going to put down a little bit of my drying retarder. And it's going to thin itself, basically, is what I'm doing. See how it doesn't, I don't know what to describe it. It doesn't dry on me, so it blends nicer. It acts as a blending medium for me. A glaze, that's what I meant. A little bit of water. Keeps streaking on me, so I need to get a bigger brush, because that little brush was being irritating to me. There we go, that's better. Humble blabba. Humble blah blah, that's it. How are you, humble blah blah? Okay, this is a little wet blending now because I want it to be a lot smoother than it's been getting. So we're gonna put the black and the gray on together and mix them exactly on the model. See, that's much smoother that way. When one thing doesn't work how you want it to, try something else. And that's starting to look how I want it to too. Here's the gray because it was getting very muddy. And now the black we're wet blending. Much smoother now. Back to the gray. Okay, we're back on camera. We're doing good? Okay. Oh, there we go. Now back with the gray. So I'm just doing the underside of these pants, because that's the parts that's going to be the most shadowed. And I'm looking, you can kind of visualize where the shadows are because you can see natural shadows and highlights. And wherever there's a natural highlight, I'm putting the gray. That. Now, I want to show you how this is how blended I wanted to get it, and we're going to add a little tiny bit of white to this. Let's see, a little tiny bit right next to the seam here. Actually, I'm going to mix it with the gray. There we go. That'll give us some definition. I'm making it a little thicker than it needs to be because we're going to come back with the gray and smooth it out. That. Wheat. Regular gray. So I got too much. There we go. And I might have to do some of this off cam because I can tell I can't quite see where my lines are. This dries a little bit. It dries a little bit darker than it does then it goes on. So it's when I'm putting it on, it's like, okay, it's messing me up a little bit. Bit of white. Anywhere there's a natural edge, go ahead and put the white down, but then smooth it out with the gray. Sometimes it's easier just to do it and then explain. There, that's doing what I wanted to do. Smooth it back in. I'm using tiny amounts of this white because it seems like it's really... Oh, it's the schminky, that's why. Minky white is so pigmented, and it also takes a little longer to dry. So you can move it around a little bit more, but then it also stays in your brush. There, that's nice. I like that. I was wondering, I was like thinking to myself, this white is so powerful, and then I completely forgot that I've been using the Schminky white. Ben Kometz uses it, and it's one of his favorites. A lot of the German painters really love it. You can get Liquitex or Golden. Those are pretty good as well if you don't have easy access to the Schminky. Okay. So you see how I left the white there this time? Because I'm just going to leave it and see what happens, because I want to shade it up a little bit more. Here's the black again. See, by putting that black in there, the reason why I didn't want to keep messing with the white is because once you put that black in there, then everything else gets brighter. Just like that. It's funny because I've been complaining on some of these models. I'm like, so hard. They're hard because I can't see. Hard to stream is what's hard. There we go. Need a little bit more black on this side too. There. I feel like I'm finally achieving the dark contrast I wanted on her. You need a Grenler alert! Grenler, I notice you! Yay! Everybody, give Grenler a follow. We need to give Grenler some hype because the last time he came here, he gave me this 60-person host, and I missed it like a derp. I did not miss you. I just acknowledged you. There we go. I'm giving you all the hype for Grenler. Look at the mad face. I read Renee's first. Oh. You know what, Grenler? I think it's because your name is green and Renee's is red. And so it shows up darker on my screen because of a very pale gray background. But if I flipped it and made a black background, your lighter name would show up better. I don't know if I can change that. I think I can. I don't know. Maybe not. I didn't say you were to blame. I said my screen was to blame. Hey, Falcon Punch Drunk. How's it going? We did give you lots of hype, Grenler. Jokes aside, how are things? Things are good. We're painting the Kingdom Death Samurai. There she is. We're doing like a red lacquer style armor, kind of like the Imperial Guard from Star Wars. And so far, so good. I'm kind of fighting with her a little bit, though, because she's incredibly detailed. And, I don't know, just, like I said, I'm just fighting with her a little bit. I forgot this part on her armor up here. Oh, this whole piece. This even looks like a Darth Vader skull right here. Or Darth Vader helmet. It's kind of funny. Can I raffle your one-on-one time off to someone else? Yeah, Falcon, you can definitely do that. How do you want to do that here right now, or do you want to do it another time? Does anybody... Why don't we do... Mike, can you set up a raffle?
Right now?
Oh, we only have 15 minutes? Yeah, we'll have to do it a different time. But we can definitely raffle it off, Falcon. If you don't have time, that's perfectly okay. Be kind of fun for everybody too. So what Falcon's talking about is for my $24.99 subscribers, they get a half hour of coaching, video coaching from me that like you can, you know, do through Skype or through Google Hangouts. And sometimes due to time zones or work and stuff like that, it's a little harder to do. So Falcon wants to raffle it off to one of you guys, which I think is a great idea. Pay it forward. Is that a black wash or is it just really dilute? If this is Agri Surge Shade, this is just black. It's not a wash, it's just dilute. Yeah. I've just been doing it thinned out, and there is some drying retarder on the model that I think it gets reactivated every time I touch it. I think that the drying retarder is a little bit water soluble, so oops, I see a cat hair. There we go. I've been doing a little bit of wet blending here. That was also why it might look a little watered out, because it's wet blending. It's kind of mixing both colors together. Adding more and more gray to the black mix. You don't want hype, you want to be noticed by your senpai. Oh, I'm your senpai. Aw. I will definitely, I mean, I'm sorry if I never noticed you in last stream and I didn't realize I had been missing you before. We should change your chat color to like a bright red or some Chaos Angel I see right away because it's red. Very generous. Two brush blending is something you'd like to learn. So I just kind of simplified mine down to like a one brush blending. But I can show you real quick. I can show you. And the other thing is two brush blending involves a little bit of spit, which I've already added drying retarder and stuff, so it's a little difficult to
Right.
Oops, sorry. Thank you. A little difficult to add two brush blending this now that there's mediums mixed into it because I don't want to be licking those yucky mediums. We'll do some two brush blending probably next month. We'll probably be doing it a lot when we do our paint along of the Coddle Rudick bust. Speaking of which, let me guys show you this bust again. Mike, if you could get the link for the form. This is the Coddle Rudick bust. We're going to be doing a paint along. If you live in the North America, Canada, or US or Mexico, you can get in on this form that Mike's going to toss up. And it's a group order. So if you're interested in getting in the group order, you have until December 31st to get on to fill everything out. On December 31st, I'm going to be sending out invoices so that you can pay for it. Coddle's going to give us a discount on this. Probably, hopefully 20%. Here's the back. It's going to be really fun to paint together. What else? If you live in Europe, you can just order directly from Karel Ruddick. I think it's karelruddick.com. But he has this bust on for sale. It's going to be cheaper for you to get it directly from him. And then you can still join in on the paint along. Yeah, she is pretty. And we'll be doing lots of two brush blending on this because it's going to be a lot faster technique. This is a bust you might want some Bondic for, so if you already have some, use it. I filled in that gap on her neck. You can see it now, but we're gonna paint right over that, and the Bondic's already filled in the gap. There's also some gaps back here that I filled in with the Bondic, so you can do that as well. So yeah. Hopefully you guys will have fun doing that paint along with us. And even if you decide that you don't want to do it right now, you decide in the future that you want to try to paint that bust, you know, you'll be able to watch the VODs because we're going to put them on YouTube, so that little tutorial will always be available for you guys. So I don't know if you can see this, but I'm putting the brightest red down toward the ends of the armor. It's not solid. It's something to take note of. Is that a train, Mike? Wow.
Boyoyo Zanli is now following.
Boyoyo Zanli, thank you so much. Welcome. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys another trick. This is the same trick that I showed you the other day. Where's my orange? I need an orangey color. Here it is. This is Kador Red Highlight. This is going to be that pop color that we need. So we're going to use a little and very small amounts of this. We got to let this dry. Brush that in. And on the edge highlighting. So if you were using, I think this might be the one where you do the Evil Sun Scarlet. I'm not sure. But there is like an orangey color in GW that a lot of people highlight red with. That. I'm essentially edge highlighting my panels. That. I will be working on her more this weekend. Unfortunately, my goal is to have these all done by the end of December. And so I probably will not finish working on her on stream. So that's why I wanted to show you this technique, because I feel like it's really important to painting red. When I put this up on YouTube, I'm going to make sure that people see. Now, just looking at this, I like that contrast. I'm not going to glaze it, but if this were a bigger model, like her leg, in fact, might need smoothing. We can go back over it just a little bit with a little bit of that red. So it looks like a brighter red. Evil Sun Scarlet, I was right. Yeah. Will you give us a homework list in advance? Yes, I will be giving out a tools sheet. I will be giving out, basically, we'll do a how-to video on how to prime her beforehand. So you'll be able to watch the how-to video. If you don't watch the how-to video, that's fine. You'll just have to figure out what you're going to do a little differently than me. Okay, see how I do that? That bright, that makes it look more metallic because we made a very straight line right down the middle. Where's my dark brown? All of my shadows got lost when I painted my bright red. Now we go back in with the orange. Where's my orange? Okay, I'm just gonna leave that. Need some more orange on this side. See? How's that look so far to you guys? Now, if this is metal again, put a little highlight right here. There, boom. Looks awesome. Thank you. Oop, did you guys see that? Look what happened. Oh my gosh. Right into the schminky. Hear that, Mike?
Yeah.
When is the next stream? Since Monday is our next stream. I don't celebrate Christmas, Tulligar. We celebrate Hanukkah, and Hanukkah's over, so we're gonna be streaming. Mike's like, nobody's gonna watch that, and I'm like, you'd be surprised. A lot of people are home, and they might. So if you can't make it for Christmas, that's fine. We're gonna be painting. Where'd it go? We're gonna be painting a Krampus model. This is the guy we're going to be painting on Monday. In fact, I got to get it primed. We're going to be doing a giveaway of this guy as well, along with a whole bunch of other minis. He looks like Krampus. Comes with a three magnetized hands. One has this. So yeah, if you were watching, you could win the giveaway. Magnetized shields, 2 magnetized shields, and a magnetized staff. So I'm going to be painting him on Monday for Weihnachten. And then we're also going to be giving away these other 5 miniatures that go with him. So you'll be able to get all of those. That'll be fun. I got to get him all primed. I'm going to set him out here so we can make sure to get that done today. That's what I'm going to do when I get offline with you guys, is go prime. Go eat. My orange over here.
Tradition.
Yeah. Chinese. Yeah, Chinese on... That's actually, we were thinking about that, weren't we? That is our normal tradition. You guys heard that song, Chinese Food on Christmas? Chinese food on Christmas. Go. Great. That's a good place to stop, I think. I'll be posting some updates on my Facebook page and on my Instagram and on my Twitter, so keep your eyes peeled. Alright. We're gonna look for some people to... What time on Monday? Probably in the afternoon. Probably the same time that this stream normally is. 2:30 to 4:30. Here, let me write that down. Yeah, but I'm not gonna get up that Monday when everybody else is gonna be presents and stuff. Monday. Monday, not Monday. Monday. 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. GMT -5. Okay, that's where I'm going to stream my my holiday stream. Okay? It won't accept your postal code? Group O for the vampire bust? Just whisper it to me, Glacier Eyes. Go ahead and send me your whole address. Just fill out everything else. Just put 0000. Maybe it'll accept that, or make up a number and then just 90210. Put 90210 and then whisper me the real zip code. It'll be okay. We'll get you a bust. All right, let's see who we can host. Every day is mod day. That's true. Abaka TV is playing. Look behind me, my cat. Yep. They can't see it. All right. I think. Let's see. Oh, good. Thanks, Blake Shiraz. Yeah, that'll work great. It's kind of been a little while since we hosted Obaka Mike. I don't want to host him. Are you guys, would you, I think I want to host my best, he's my best non-miniature channel that I like to host. It's Obaka TV. He's a German DJ, and I love him. He's a lot of fun, and he hosts me quite a bit too. So we're gonna give him a host. Let's do raid. Obaka. Wait, we got to do it all caps. He's really good. You guys have to check him out. There we go. If you speak German, you'll love it, because he does a lot of his channel in German. He speaks English though, so you'll be able to follow along just fine. Alright guys, have a good one. Thank you. I'll see you on Monday, and have a happy holiday, and have a Merry Christmas if you celebrate it.